All right, I don't even know if this light is this light even perfect? No, it's not. My hair is not perfect. My makeup's probably not perfect. And that is the whole objective of the Sunday edit. All right, so today is the Sunday edit. For the summer, I have every other Sunday, I'm going to be uploading just a very casual, talking to you about real topics that I think affect mature women. And this isn't about skincare or makeup or links or teaching you anything. It's not. I already have that on my Thursdays for you, where you get to check in, and I have a masterclass going on for the summer also. And then my Fierce Aging Series 8 will be rolling out. So you can see my makeup on women that are 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. You can hear their story, you can be encouraged. So this topic is a topic that I think affects a lot of women that are over 50. And that is basically waiting to feel confident, waiting to know enough, waiting for someone to give you the okay, waiting to lose weight, waiting to start the business. Like, you're just in a time of waiting, and you're always going to be waiting if you don't make a change, if you don't change your thought process. So I spent a lot of years of my life in a waiting pattern, like waiting until I knew enough, or waiting to feel confident, or all of the things. And I really believe that confidence is earned, right? No one's confident when they first start their YouTube channel, or they first start painting, or whatever it is. And so I didn't wait until I felt confident to start a YouTube channel 16 and a half years ago. I just started. And some of the videos that I look back on are, I'm like, so cringe to me because I didn't know what I was doing. It wasn't lighting. There wasn't, right now, I don't even know if I have the best lighting, but it doesn't even matter, because that's not what it's about. Right? So you just start, you just do it. I didn't have a microphone, or an external microphone, if you will. I didn't have anything. I just started. I wanted to share my knowledge, and I did it. So no one came around and said, "Oh, Nicole, today's the day you're going to start your YouTube channel, and today's the day you're going to feel really confident." Like, that never happened. No one said, "Okay, now you're going to leave corporate and you're going to go in and open your own company." Actually, when I opened my own company, I remember I had a locksmith come to the studio that I rented, and I completely redid myself with one other person. I learned how to mud walls and cut flooring and use a chop saw. I mean, I got to learn everything because I was doing it. I mean, it was with my makeup artistry money, so I couldn't hire a whole crew. So I had to do a lot of the labor myself. This locksmith came, and it was in 2008. And he was like, "Wow, I'm surprised you're even starting a business with like the recession and everything that's going on." And I said, "You know what? I really need only positive energy in here. I'm moving forward. I don't need to hear any of that, regardless if it's true or not. I have to focus in on what my mission is, what my passion is, what I'm doing." And that's all I did. So if I listened to the locksmith at the time when I was like, oh my gosh, I was leaving corporate. I was on my own. And I was like, wow, this is really interesting. And then to have someone say that, I could have like, oh, you know what? He's right. What am I doing? Like, this is ridiculous. You know what? I shouldn't be doing this. Instead, I just had laser focus on what I was doing. I needed to build my clientele. I just knew exactly what I needed to do. I was making a beautiful space. Same thing happened with my gray hair. I didn't want to go gray. I went gray because I went through all of the IVF, as you know. It was a disaster. It wasn't like someone came over to me and said, "Oh, Nicole, today is the day you're going to reinvent yourself, and then you're going to write a book called Beauty Reinvented." I didn't wait for anybody to give me that permission. I did it myself. So my question to you this Sunday, today, is what are you waiting for? That's what I want to hear in the comments. Like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for someone to give you the okay? Like, you know what, Jane, yep, you can take that trip. Or, you know, Jane, you can change careers if you want to. Like, you can do that now. I mean, like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Because that permission slip is not coming from anybody. It's going to come from yourself. So now the second thing that I really want you to start thinking about, I think confidence comes first, right? And we had just talked about how it's first action. You're not going to feel confident. You're not, if you're sitting there saying you can't do something, whatever that is, it's not true. because you've just told yourself that. So now you're believing that you've got to change, or you have to redesign what you're saying to yourself and what you're thinking. Anything is possible. We all know that, right? Whether or not you think it's possible or not, it's absolutely possible. I encourage you to watch Rocky again. I encourage you to watch the documentary about Sylvester Stallone and how he wrote that screenplay, how long it took him to write that screenplay, which was amazing, what he did to create that movie. And I just think that if you want it, you're going to do it. If you want it, you're going to achieve it. So speaking of confidence, like when I was going gray, I wasn't confident. I really wasn't at all. It was very uncomfortable for me. I've shared this a lot on my channel. And I thought to myself, what am I doing? Like, I cannot believe I'm doing this. And it was really the first time in my life that I felt very, very unattractive and insecure, because I'm in a beauty space. I'm now on a platform. So it was 2014, 15. So I had been on YouTube since 2010. So I was 5 years into it. And now all of a sudden, like my look is drastically changing. And I think that was very hard for me. And then I really didn't think at all that I would have such a backlash from women, like nasty, nasty comments. And I thought to myself, geez, I was really not prepared for that. When you feel like so unattractive, and I just wanted to show up and encourage other women because maybe some other people were going through this. I was in my 30s. I thought, wow, I never knew that women could be so, I mean, I knew women could be like harsh and like really not nice, but this was like, kick me when I'm down, right? Like, we don't need to do that. But I felt like I just wanted to, I don't know, for some reason, it just gave me more gas in the tank. It just made me want to show up more because it bothered people so much and they were so angry. And then, you know, it turned into my eyebrows. That really made people angry. That was a recent comment, like so irritated by my eyebrows. I was like, wow, my eyebrows can irritate somebody that because they're dark or whatever. I mean, this is what they naturally are. So it's interesting. So I wasn't confident then. And I wasn't confident when I first started YouTube, as I had mentioned. I had doubts, I had questions. You get very, very hypercritical of yourself when you edit yourself on massive screens, and then everything becomes, you're so hyper-focused on things. You're very critical of yourself. It's not good. It's mentally not a good space to be in. So it really was the courage that got me started, and then the confidence came later. So that's what I want you to focus in on, is that it's not going to be, you're not going to start off with whatever you're wanting to do and be like, oh, I'm ready to start now because I feel confident. Like you're going to feel really insecure. And then when you get into it and you do it and you keep going, you know, I could have quit so many times on YouTube, so many times. I mean, it's a grind. I mean, it's coming up with the titles, coming up with the content, getting yourself ready to go and to project and to encourage and to show and to teach. Sometimes, I mean, especially when I was going through IVF, I was so exhausted. And that's why I had to come clean and tell everybody about what I was going through, because I could not keep up. I couldn't keep up the schedule. I couldn't keep up with the doctor's appointments and the travel and I was like one big human experiment, and it was so taxing mentally and physically. And that's why I came out, because I was like, I have to be really honest. And it was really very healing for me to do that. And it is a very big part of my story, because that's really how I built my audience, is basically becoming very transparent and authentic about something that was really uncomfortable. Did I want to tell the world about what I was going through? No, I didn't. But if I'm going to be a woman that encourages other women and allows you to see the messy part of my life and the not so aesthetically Instagram, YouTube, TikTok aesthetic, that's pretty and everything's beautiful and everything's fun and everything's a big trip and that's just not, I don't resonate with that. And so that's why I felt it was very important to really be authentic. And I really wanted to put my own spin on my experience. And I really feel like I did that. And I was really happy with how I handled everything I did. And I was able to close the chapter and move on and still continue to help and encourage women from experiencing such a really traumatic experience in my life. So every woman that I know that appears to be very confident started off very uncertain with whatever they were doing. So if you're waiting to feel ultra confident and ultra ready before you start something, you might be waiting forever. And I think something else happens to women, that we start looking outside of ourselves for approval. I think this is very, very relevant for content creators. I think that it's very hard to not compare yourself all the time and feel like you're not keeping up, or it's just a very weird feeling that you allow others to kind of dictate your life. So maybe you want to get your hair cut, or maybe you want to cut your hair, and then you ask your husband, you ask your children, you ask your friends, and then they all tell you something different, and then you're not listening to what you really want to do. I knew somebody that was like didn't really love her hair, but she's like, oh, my kids really like it. I'm like, yeah, but what do you think? Like, what do you want? Like, I don't care what your kids want. They're not wearing your hair. That goes the same thing with gray. It's such a crazy thing for me when people were so upset about my hair, like how ugly it looked and how old it made me look and all these things. I'm like, but you're not wearing it, so who cares? I had to really kind of allow those comments to kind of just like wash through, because it didn't make any sense for me. You're not wearing the hair. I don't care what you think. I really care about how I feel. I have gone through this journey. I have built up the confidence. I have built up the resilience, and I don't care what anyone has to say, any nastiness. It doesn't matter, because I'm enjoying my life the way it's supposed to be. This is the way I personally think this is the way that my beauty was supposed to unfold. Whether someone thinks it's ugly or not, or they think it's old or not, I don't really care. So I want you to have that kind of attitude when it comes to things that you want to do. Maybe you want to move to another state or another country. Maybe you want to go to the movies by yourself. Maybe you want to do a lot of these different things that you feel like you need someone's permission or someone's advice or someone's, weighing in on the things that you want to do. So this is another thing that I think really traps mature women, is thinking that you have all this time, right? When we're younger, we feel like we have unlimited time. And this is really strange for me, because I really see it more now, where I'll get through a day and I'm like, I can't believe it's already over. Like, I feel like it just started. Or the week goes by so fast, or you're going on vacation and you're like, I know this is going to be over so quickly. Like, I want to soak up every single second of it. I have to be really present. So a lot of mature women, I find, saying things like, well, I'm going to start someday. I'll do it next year. And then you realize, like, you just never start. You want to write the book, you got to start. You got to just start. And what's so funny is that your draft for your book should be messy and sloppy, and it should be awful, because that's how you start. That's how you start with anything. And so if you're sitting back wanting to make everything perfect and do a first draft and everything's great, that's not how it works. That's just not how this goes. So, it's like if you want to change careers, if you want to take that trip solo, it's not someday, it's right now, it's today. You have to figure out what you really want to do, because none of us know how long we're going to be here. So I think the question is, it really, this was posed to me in IVF, and it was very interesting. It was a very hard thing to adapt to, is not like what could go wrong, but what could go right. Changing your mindset on not looking at negativity, like oh my gosh, what could go wrong? If I change careers, what could go wrong? Or if I take that trip to whatever country, oh my gosh, what change it around so it's a positive. It's funny, when we were traveling recently, we were coming back from Boston, the pilot got on and said that we had a taillight out or something and maintenance was coming on. And I thought, oh, great. I'm going to be on, our flight's going to be on like a TikTok reel where people are going crazy and on the tarmac and can't get off, whatever. This is what I'm thinking. And I was into like this negative mindset. And so I text my driver and I said, just so you know, we're on the plane and they have some issue, maintenance is on, whatever. And he's like, good thing they found out before you like got in the air, like while you're still on the ground. And I thought, I love that. Like, it changed. It just felt so light. And it was, oh, I can't believe it. That's terrible, whatever. He was, good thing they found it now and you haven't left. And I thought, oh, it's just training your mind to be not the default, like what could go wrong? It's like, what could go right? One of the greatest gifts of getting older is realizing that permission was never the issue. It was the belief that someone else had to approve what was already on your heart. So I want to ask you, what have you been putting off? What are your desires? What do you want to accomplish in your life? Whatever category that's in: friendship, family, traveling, animals, hobbies, all of the different categories. There's no limit. What have you been putting off? What have you been saying, well, one day I will do that, or someday, or when I have enough money, or when my kids are out of the house, or whatever it is. Because we, again, do not know how much time we have. You don't need anyone else's permission. You need to really dig deep and figure out what is going to make you happy and fulfilled and feel like you really took advantage of this time here and you really, really enjoyed it. So those are my thoughts today for the Sunday edit. You know, everything's not perfect. I just showed up. Look, my hair is it's not how I would normally have it on a makeup tutorial. You know, everything has to be so perfect, and sometimes it doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes just showing up and having a message, or showing up and having coffee with a friend, or exchanging energy that's in a positive way, like that's the takeaway, right? Everything doesn't have to be curated. In my world, it's very difficult because there's a lot of pressure to be a certain way, to look a certain way, to edit things a certain way, to whatever. And I'm just really kind of wanting to explore and give myself my own permission slip to show up and encourage my audience to have the raw conversations. Not a lot of things going on in my video. It's not, edited with my professional editors, whatever. It's just me. And I really feel personally that I need this, really build our community together and hear what you have to say. And I hope that videos like this encourage you to take that step, to really enrich your life. That is the whole reason why I do what I do. It's hoping that I can get you out of your own way and to really push you forward with just things that I have experienced, things I have to say, maybe take a different light or a different approach that you maybe haven't thought about before. So with that said, I will see you on my next Sunday edit. Bye.